Bill Lehy, what's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You sponsored by
Sure.
Adidas or you just like Adidas?
I actually am sponsored by Adidas, yeah.
Okay. Like local Adidas or like the main Adidas?
No, like the Adidas, I guess you'd say.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Congrats.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few athletes. Lab Management, I don't know if you know who that is with Cooper Marsh.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm under them. And he got a few of his athletes got Adidas contracts because Adidas jumped into space like Adidas training. Probably about, geez, probably a year and a half ago at this point.
So Sydney Wells, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sydney Wells, she's one of them. Ty, I think you interviewed Ty already. He's
Yeah, Jorge.
Jorge's another guy. Yonakoski's another guy. Kayike is a guy out of Brazil. And then Laura, Haley, Bethany, are all females. And there's also a few from the UK, I think, too.
Oh, they got quite the stable.
Yeah, yeah. It's been good. It's been good.
Very cool. The you're friends with Hiller, right? You're close with Hiller. Didn't Hiller do a piece on you?
Yeah, he's done a few pieces on me. He originally started with no rep videos or whatever. I had a few penalties on online qualifiers just from like, I mean, it was my fault, but like inexperienced rookie thing sort of thing. And he like was tearing me up for like 2 to 3 videos, just like getting after it. And then at Crash Crucible about a year and a half ago, I was competing there and he was there too. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to meet up and talk?" And so I was like, dang. He's like, yeah, I just want to like put a raw, uncut video on YouTube and just talk about it. And like up until this point, I had spoken nothing to him. All he done is just like tore me up in videos, just like how I'm terrible. I tried to cheat, just like all this stuff. So I was like, I mean, you've probably seen a lot of it too. So I was just like, all right, I mean, I guess let's do it. So we talked, and then after that, it was like he became my biggest fan almost. Yeah, it's weird, but
But didn't he judge you once and he fucked up the judging? Isn't
yes,
that
crazy. So I got a major
full
penalty.
circle?
Yeah, full circle because I got a major penalty the V up year when we did V ups and GHDs and rowing. I got on my V ups a major penalty, and that was where it all started. Following year was the box step ups. He came because I was like, dude, like I don't want to get a penalty. Like, would you come down here and run it for me and judge me? So like he judged it, all that. And then he left and I'm sitting at the counter eating with my family and I like get the video major penalty. I mean the email and I'm like, what? And so I look at it and then yeah, and then I had to tell him and yeah, that was a huge deal because it was like the Andrew Hiller came down to help an athlete and he got a penalty. Yeah, a major
I don't
penalty.
think
So
he
it was
helps
yeah, it was
athletes anymore, right?
say it again.
I don't think he helps athletes anymore after that.
Yeah, I know. Not that I've seen at least, but yeah, it was wild full circle thing that came around. So yeah. But him and I have been pretty cool. We've stayed in contact.
He's like a pit bull. He's like he can be really loving and caring, but then like when he's fighting other people, he might accidentally bite you too. So you just
Yeah,
got to
that's a
be
fact.
careful.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think if a lot more people would just like speak to him whenever he
Yeah.
does everything to them, it would work out a little better. Like Dave Hippensteel, they had a bunch going on, and Dave was like, he was talking to me just like I gotta get Hiller to come over one day, but he was just like too afraid and all that, the entire like whole nine with that, and he eventually invited Dave over, and then there was a video that came out, and now everybody loves Dave Hippensteel, and I mean everybody loves Hiller and Dave too, so it ended up working out between them. But then there are some people who just like blocked him and shunned him, and then he just like gets after that.
What how old are you?
I am 24.
Okay. And how'd you get involved in CrossFit? What's your background?
I just played high school basketball. I started CrossFit in 2020, so that was the year when like COVID happened and the whole like everything shut down. The beginning of it, that was the end of my senior year of playing basketball. I had offers to play college basketball, and my aunt owns an affiliate which I still coach at currently. Like I actually coach classes this morning, but
Is
and
that
she was
CrossFit
like,
Mandeville?
yeah, CrossFit Mandeville, correct. Um,
Yep.
and so she was like, around that time when everything shut down, I had offers to play college basketball, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. I kind of knew what CrossFit was, but I wasn't totally like, I didn't do it. And I knew I wanted to do it at some point in my life, I guess. And she was like, hey, we're going to do this thing called Murph in the summer. Like, you should like train a little bit and kind of get ready for it. Cause this was like March ish. And I was like, sure. And then in that process, I kind of just like dove into CrossFit and I was like, I want to do this. Like, I don't want to go play college basketball, sort of thing. And so it was basically like sitting down with my parents and I was like, look, like I want to have 4 years. I want to try to make the CrossFit Games because anything I've ever done in my life was like to an extreme. Didn't matter what it was. Like if I did gymnastics up until I was like 8 or 9 years old, and like goals make the Olympics. Like that was the reason I did it. And then same thing for basketball. It's like make the NBA, but go play college basketball sort of thing. And obviously like reality hits, and you're like, okay, that won't happen. Sort of thing. So when I saw CrossFit, I was like, okay, those guys kind of look like me. I was like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can make the professional CrossFit at the time, like the games. And so I was like, I'm gonna give it 4 years and like get after it, sort of thing. And the second year of CrossFit, 2021, two, I think, 2022, I qualified for the MAC. And I took, I can't remember, it might have been like ninth or 10th place. So I missed the games by like 5 spots. But I was like hyped up and all because it was like my second year. I had gotten good fast kind of thing. And then the following year was just the West semifinal back in California. And I ended up getting sick. I got COVID like that week of, sort of thing. So I withdrew from that comp. And then last year was I tore my Achilles. I'm one of like the few. I don't know if you know that, but
Oh
one of the
shit,
few.
you're the guy who tore his Achilles in LA.
Yep. Hmm.
I think you
Yeah.
were rebounding, dude.
You think I was rebounding? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think there was a little the way you were hopping over the box, you had like a little rebound built into that hop. I remember watching that footage and everyone's like, he wasn't rebounding. I'm like, he wasn't doing a classical rebound, but you had a little like bounce
There's
step
yeah,
out of it.
there's like a little bunny hop you can do when you step down from a box to like get momentum and go again. It's like a small double jump. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
You were definitely doing that. I remember watching that video and going, "Hey man, this guy blew it because he was doing this little jump." And everyone was like, "No, he wasn't rebounding." And like you weren't classically rebounding, but you were doing exactly what you just described, a little bunny hop.
Yeah, yeah. And then it was one of those freak things that happened because most people have like sort of tendonitis in their Achilles or whatever that sets you up. I didn't really have much. I think it was just like volume of training for semifinals. And then we like ran a lot the day before, did 500 dubs that day, and it happened to be at the end of that event. It's just the nature of the sport. Like it's nobody's fault, kind of thing. But yeah,
It's not,
I'll
but
say it again.
I said it's not anybody's fault. But
Yeah,
I think the rebound or even adding that little kind of mini rebound can contribute, right? Like
yeah. I
that's
mean,
all.
there's Yeah, yeah, I don't disagree with that at all, for sure. And then it's like anything I could contribute it to running up the stairs for the berm run, just things like that. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like, but
yeah.
like we said, it's the nature of the sport.
You
Like,
can attribute also the volume of everything else you did for sure. But
yeah.
yes.
So, but
Okay.
yeah, so I was like, guy. So again, I was hoping to make the games that year, and then that was my fourth year at CrossFit, and I was like, I came to the point where I was like, I'm either done or I'm coming back. But it was kind of one of those things. As soon as it happened, because that was like my end point, because like I mean there's only so much time I can spend in my life being this selfish and just financially and all that. So that was the point where I was like, that year was like I'm making it or breaking it, sort of thing. And then I got hurt, and so it was like, oh shoot, sorry, hold on. uh should have been
You're still
better.
good.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. So that was the point where I was like, I'm either coming back or like quitting altogether. But it was like as soon as it happened, I was like, I have to come back. Like I cannot end on an injury. But it was, and also when it happened, I wasn't sure that I actually ruptured my Achilles because I still managed to jump on the box. I think it was 6 more times and like waddle to the
Man.
finish line. And then I walked off the floor. I mean, you look at like everyone who's ever, any professional athlete who's ruptured an Achilles, they go straight to the ground. Like it was heroic that Kobe like walked to the free throw line and shot a free throw. I have no clue how I jumped on a 30-inch box 6 times.
Was it a
Like no,
full tear or partial?
no, it was full tear, yeah, complete rupture. Yeah, it
Man.
separated like half inch or something like that, the entire tendon. So, but yeah, that was. I mean, this entire off season has been a process. I really couldn't train until like February, January, February. Honestly, like it was monstrous. I really don't think anybody expected me to be in the point that I'm at. Not even my physical therapist or like anyone who's even close to me. Everyone was just like, "Hey, you'll get back in 2 years," kind of thing.
Yeah, that is really impressive that you were able to do it in this short of a time frame for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like is I could be biased because it's happened to me, but I don't think there's any like single injury that happens that's worse than an Achilles. Like anyone who had ACLs or things like that, that was just in my like rehabbing same time I was, it was not the same process as an Achilles. Like I would wish this upon no one.
Did you ever
So
talk to Julie Fouché? Because she had blown her Achilles.
yeah, I remember that in regionals. No, I actually never ended up speaking to her, but I remember seeing because she had like a handstand walk event or something left in that
Yeah,
regional. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
her doing it like in a boot sort of thing. But
yeah.
yeah,
That was
it was kind of
controversial.
odd because she did it and then it was like kind of scarce, and then I did it, and then a month later, Cole Sager did it. 2 months later, Rogue, Gabby, and Henrik did it. So it was just like kind of random that it was like all of a sudden it became this big thing.
Yeah, and I mean, even you look in the NBA, a bunch of guys did it in the NBA this
Yeah,
season.
there's like 9 or 10. It was like a 300% increase in people who ruptured their Achilles this year. Yeah, it's like weird. It was like all of a
Yeah,
sudden this was a year that everybody did it, and it's an awful injury to have. I mean, it's terrible. Like it was 8 weeks before I began PT post surgery. Like you just have to let it heal. You can't do anything. Like I was like this time last year, I couldn't walk.
damn,
I
that's
was
wild.
I was full crutches. Yeah, it was terrible. So I mean, it's like I got to keep that in perspective when it comes to all this too, because I'm like, literally, it wasn't even like I could start training in August. It was like I had to teach myself to walk again. Like I couldn't walk. So yeah,
Where are you now? I mean, do you feel like you can run and all that? And
yeah, I can run pretty good. I mean, I missed a lot of running. I didn't run for probably like 10 months or something like that.
yeah,
I've run more in the last from NorCal to now, which has been the last 6 weeks. I've run more then than I have the entire year times probably 5 or 6. So it's like I'm definitely like piling it all on ish, but it's good. I mean, I'm pretty. I can do any and everything that I need to do, kind of thing. Like I wouldn't have qualified for the games if I wasn't like in a good spot.
yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. Prior to that, could you dunk?
yeah, it's funny you asked that. I dunked a basketball the first time in my in 8th grade actually.
Oh
Yeah.
man, damn.
I was actually yeah. I mean I still I have dunked post surgery actually.
Oh
I actually
really?
have done that. Yes, because it was something I was like a little worried about. I was like, is that gonna go? Like, is my ability to jump gonna go? But no, it's still pretty much there. But yeah, I dunked a basketball for the first time 8th grade. I was 14 and I was like 5'7". I was pretty athletic. I mean, I still am pretty athletic, but I was pretty athletic and pretty fast back in the day.
What was your vert? Did you ever measure that?
Yeah, I think I jumped like 41 inches was the highest
Damn.
ever. It was like a one-step jump. Yeah, but that was like my junior year of high school. Yeah, I could like windmill and all that sort of stuff. So it was yeah, it was crazy. And then I ran track a little bit too. I ran like the 400, but I didn't really run that much. I just kind of did that more for fun. But yeah, I was pretty athletic back in the day.
Did you there, I was gonna say something about the dunk. Oh, how tall are you?
Oh, currently I'm 5'11". Yeah. So
Okay.
when I first dunked, I would think I was around like 5'8" ish or so. So yeah, I mean it
Yeah, that's
was.
pretty impressive. So, so on the like the Olympic lifts and the explosive stuff, do you feel like all that explosiveness that you had then translates well into your CrossFit for those movements?
Oh yeah, without it. I mean, being athletic and being explosive gave me a huge advantage. It was like I could pick up on everything super fast. So it was like immediately I was like able to butterfly. I also did gymnastics up until I was like 8 years old, from like 3 to 8. So it was like the base of gymnastics and the athleticism. Like I walked into CrossFit and I could do ring muscle ups. Like the day I started, I was doing rings. Like the day I started, I was doing dubs. Like I had my butterfly pull ups, like that sort of stuff. And then it's like my power clean was 100 pounds more than my squat clean. So it's just yeah. So but
What do
that
you squat clean and what do you squat clean and snatch these days?
the most I've squat cleaned is 370. Most I've snatched is 290. Um
Damn.
but that was the biggest thing for me was getting stronger because I just played basketball. Like we don't lift weights playing basketball. So it's like I came into CrossFit with like a 275 back squat at best, maybe. So it was like, yeah, I had to get a lot stronger when I first came into CrossFit, but it's been good. Better question. Do you remember who was on the testing team in 2023?
Well, the demo team at the games I do, but not the testing team. You guys, did you come out and test with Boz and the
Yeah,
team?
I didn't know if you remember or not, but yeah, I figured you probably didn't.
You were in Columbus?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went out there for a few days.
Yeah, I remember you were out there. That's funny. But great. That was
Okay. And so we met then.
we kind of met then. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
you'd say you were doing your thing, but I was just there doing a bunch of workouts.
Yeah. Very cool. Did you enjoy the process?
Yeah, honestly, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. I didn't realize the amount of work that went into behind the scenes when it comes to doing it. Ultimately gave me a newfound respect for you and everyone on the entire HQ staff because I was like, wow, we kind of all take it for granted the amount of work that goes into all of this. And it's like, I know that none of y'all like look for any praise when it comes to this sort of things, but like just the work in terms of like heat schedules, moving equipment on and off the floor, like going through every possible scenario you can in your head when it comes to athletes and dealing with how they're going to move and just certain events and retesting stuff and looking at the entire pictures of the floor and all that. So yeah, it was because I actually tested on that like test team in 2022 after the Mac and then 2023 too. So I did it for 2 years. So I got to know Boz pretty well at that time.
Yeah, it's crazy how much time and effort we put into the programming and the event and the logistics of it. And even I was talking to someone about this, even these behind the scenes of releasing of the events, you can kind of get the impression that that's the only time like that we're working on the events. But even before we're programming and in that testing session, or let me rephrase that, even before we're testing them out, there's so much just whiteboarding and playing with the workouts outside of
Mhm.
that environment that goes into it, but it's all
Yeah.
fun and it's all
No,
rewarding at the end of the day when we do it at the game. Speaking of workouts, did you see the new announcement this morning?
the Echo Bike Yoke one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I just saw that one.
Yeah.
That
What do you
seems
think?
pretty cool. I mean, I'm curious what the deficit handstand push-up means. I think a lot of people
Yes.
are. So,
Good. You
but
should
no, that'd
be.
be a fun event. That'd be, yeah, I know. A lot of things been crossing through my head. I'm thinking back from my testing years. I'm thinking like, is there anything that I could think of then? Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And I think a lot of people are looking at that like that. But I think that'd be a good show. And then always finishing on the bike is will be good for the crowd too. People will like that. I think that's gonna be a cool
Yeah. I
test.
mean, finishing with 50 calories, you're just going to have to obviously clearly blast it and go
Yeah.
all out. Are you good at deficit?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Anything inverted, I'm pretty good at pressing or walking.
What do you think of the back squat?
I think that'll be interesting. Again, I mean, at least I'm wondering, like, I haven't looked into it too much, but I don't think they put out, is it in a time frame? Do you have attempts? Like all that. So that'll make a big difference. I mean, like if you're walking up there, you have 10 minutes, like you totally approach that differently than if you have 3 attempts. Um,
Exactly. You're asking,
so
you're thinking about the right things.
yeah, so it's like, that's what I'm like. I mean,
And
even,
it's somewhere around what you're saying. It could
okay.
be that one or it could be the other.
Yeah, I mean that's a broad spectrum, but yeah, that's
Yes.
that's typically, thankfully, after testing all those events and stuff, that's the kind of things that come to my head now when I see you releasing workouts and all that. But I think so far it looks like it's gonna be pretty fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's like I've said this a few times. It's just like core CrossFit classic workouts, just a lot of fitness. Speaking of
Yeah,
fitness, you're
go
an
ahead.
L1 and an L2 trainer at
I
CrossFit
am
Mandeville,
correct.
and you let's talk. You coached a class this morning. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I know. I coach like 2 to 3 days a week, somewhere around there. I got my L1 pretty early in the starting CrossFit, probably about 4 months or so. And then I like did the like whole training process to like become a coach. Like I just shadowed coaches basically for a few months, and then I started coaching. And then maybe about a year later, I went to Mayhem and got my L2. And Becky, she did my L2 actually.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so I got my L1, L2, and then yeah, I coach in my affiliate. I mean, like I said, I was literally there this morning coaching classes, so it's pretty cool and fun. And then, go ahead. Sorry.
No, do the clients have any idea that you're like a games athlete, or are they just
Yeah.
like they like you
Oh
as a
no,
coach?
it's yeah, it's definitely very well known that I'm going to the CrossFit game, and it's super cool because obviously all the support I've had, and it's like one of those things too that like I know a lot of like professional athletes go through this. It's just like this takes so much time and sacrifice, but like I don't ever want to give up the part of coaching because it's like I'm always staying connected to my gym, my community, and like I don't want to just really. I know it's hard, and it's like I got to coach the 5 a.m. class, so it's like you got to wake up early, kind of thing. But it's like you don't ever want to leave that because that's like the heart and core of it all. And ultimately, like my competing career is only going to exist for a time frame, and then I'm going to spend the rest of my days in a box in the community, and that's really where like the juice is at. That's the best part about it.
That's awesome. There's probably very few athletes who a week before the games are coaching classes. So that's super cool to hear. On that
Yeah.
note, if you ever want to try out for the seminar staff team, I think you'd enjoy it. You should definitely give it a shot.
It's
And I know
definitely
some people.
something that's crossed my mind, but I'm like, all right, I am right now. I'm at a season in my life I can do that, but that's not a door I've closed. I definitely have thoughts about that for sure. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure. Do the competing thing, enjoy this, and then when you're ready down the road,
Yeah,
take a look.
no, well, that'd be cool.
Well, we're at the 20-minute mark. This has been
Yes,
fun. I've enjoyed talking to you. I look forward to reconnecting with you in Albany, and I think it's going to be a great week. I think you're going to have a good time. So, looking
yeah,
forward to.
no, I'm looking forward to seeing you and everybody else. It's been a year and a half since I've seen all the crew, so that'll be cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Bill.
Yes, thank you, Dave. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.